Hey, Matt. Your business trip started today, right?
Yeah, that's right. Just like I mentioned this morning, I'll be away for 2 nights and 3 days starting today. I wrapped up my work at the company in the morning and then left right after lunch to catch my flight.
Got it. So everything seems like it's on track with no changes in the plan, right?
Yep, that's right. No changes so far. Wait a second. What's up with you today? You don't usually ask me about my schedule like this. You're being extra curious today.
Well, it's just that I'm also going on a trip starting today, so I figured it would be a good idea for both of us to keep track of each other's plans, just to be on the safe side.
Oh, I see now. So you're going on a trip with Miley from Virginia, huh?
Yep, that's right. Just like you, it's a 2-night, 3-day trip, and there are no changes in the schedule.
Got it. So everything's set for both of us then.
But, I feel kind of guilty. I feel like I'm the one just going off to enjoy myself while you're stuck working and staying away for business.
Oh, come on, don't feel bad about it. It's not like that at all. Business trips can actually be a bit of a break, believe it or not.
Really? I wouldn't think of it as a break. I thought they were all about work.
No, really. Once the work part of the trip is done, it's actually quite relaxing. After meetings or whatever business I have to take care of, I get to just chill at the hotel and not worry about anything. In fact, it's probably healthier than sitting at a desk for hours on end, staring at a screen all day.
Wow, I never thought about it that way. I always imagined business trips were just exhausting.
Trust me, they can be, but there's a certain freedom to it that's hard to explain. It's like I'm out of the office and just getting to reset. It's nice. You should try it sometime.
I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, I think it's about time for me to head out and meet Miley now. We've got a few things planned for the day.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm also about to head out now, so we're both off to our own trips.
Right, let's both enjoy our time away, even if it's for different reasons. I'll message you again later tonight once I've settled in. It'll be nice to catch up.
Sounds good. I'll be looking forward to it.
All right then, take care on your way and have a safe trip.
You too. Don't have too much fun without me, and enjoy the time with Miley.
Matt, how's it going on your side?
I just finished work and checked into the hotel for my business trip. Man, I'm exhausted. So tired.
Work can really drain you, huh?
Yeah, it really does.
What kind of work did you have today?
Just a normal business negotiation. I can't go into too much detail since it's about company matters, but we were finalizing details with the other party about the next contract renewal.
Oh, wow. You traveled all the way there just to handle a contract renewal? That's pretty intense.
Well, this is with one of the most important clients for our company, so it's kind of a must. It's also a bit of a courtesy call, you know?
Got it. By the way, your company seems pretty generous.
Huh?
I mean, allowing one employee to stay in a suite that cost hundreds of dollars per night for a business trip?
No, that's not how it is at all. Sure, in big cities or tourist destinations, it's okay if the price is a bit higher. But even then, it's usually around $100. The trip isn't to a big city or tourist spot, so the prices are pretty reasonable.
So you're saying New York City isn't a big city or a tourist spot?
Wait, what?
Actually, I just checked into the hotel where you're staying for your business trip.
What? But you were supposed to be traveling with Miley.
Yeah, Miley and I are here on a sightseeing trip in New York.
Wait a second! But you were talking about looking forward to the outdoor bath, right? Wasn't your trip supposed to be to a hot spring resort?
Oh, that. We're planning to stop by a ski resort on the way back, which has an outdoor bath. I was talking about the outdoor bath there.
Are you serious?
So, I guess you figured out what's really going on now, right?
What? What do you mean?
Whether you're genuinely clueless or just pretending not to know, let me clarify. Amy Jackson.
What?
She's your business trip companion, right? But wait, why are two people of the opposite gender staying in the same room for a business trip? Doesn't that seem a little inappropriate from the company's perspective?
Oh, I see. You must have seen me and Amy check in together. It's actually the hotel's mistake. The suite room mix-up is their fault, too. They were supposed to prepare another room for us, but I haven't heard back from the front desk yet. Something's weird, huh?
Even if you call the front desk now, it won't help.
No, really, it's true. There's no reason to think anything shady is going on. The hotel made a mistake, but that's it.
It's not a hotel mistake. You booked the room from the start with the understanding that you and Amy would stay in the same room, right? And it was Amy, the little princess, who requested the suite.
How do you know that for sure?
Because I've got proof.
What?
Haven't you figured it out yet?
Figured out what?
This is the same hotel we stayed at when we were in college with our club, remember?
Oh, yeah, I remember that, but so what?
I'm glad you liked the hotel, but maybe it would have been better to do a little more research beforehand.
What are you talking about?
You still don't get it? Well, there should be a hotel brochure in the room. Go ahead and open the page with the innkeeper's greeting.
Fine. What is this even about?
Look on the table. Just go ahead and check it out.
Fine. Okay, I'm looking at it. Wait a minute. The innkeeper? It's Miley?
That's right. Miley's the innkeeper here now.
Wait, hold on. When we came here last time, the innkeeper was a woman in her 40s or 50s, wasn't it?
That was the previous innkeeper, Miley's mother. Her health worsened recently, so Miley married the head chef at the hotel and took over as the innkeeper.
Seriously?
And by the way, the hotel's owner is Miley's father. When I was in charge of the club's trip reservation, that's why I knew how things worked.
Wait a second. Does this mean that the reason we got free dessert and drinks back then?
Yep, that was a gesture from Miley's father. Now, let's get to the current situation. When you booked the twin suite for your stay, it was Miley who handled your call.
Wait, seriously?
At the time, she was in work mode, so she avoided personal topics, but you were on the phone saying, "We'll be staying as a married couple." So Miley must have assumed you were coming with your wife. She even reached out personally to recommend some spots. When she found out what was really going on, your affair came to light, and, well, here we are.
No way!
So let's continue. Amy, your affair partner, is the only daughter of one of the company's executives, right?
What? You looked that up too?
Well, of course, since my husband is having an affair, it's only natural I'd find out everything.
So it's all out in the open now?
That's right. So what are you going to do about it?
I don't care. I love Amy. So just divorce me already.
That was fast, huh?
Say what you want. Amy's beautiful, elegant, and pure. Most importantly, she's the daughter of the company president. She's way better than you.
Now that you mention it, you've always liked the elegant, refined characters in games and movies, haven't you?
Yeah, that's true. Amy is like a real-life version of the ideal, refined woman I've always dreamed of.
I see. Well, let me get back to the point. I do want a divorce, but just to make sure you're aware, you know you'll be the one paying alimony, right?
Of course.
Well, then I'll be asking for it, and I'm assuming you've got the money to pay?
Well, of course. Like I've said, Amy's the daughter of a company president, and she's the only child, so if we get married, I'll become the next president. This company's way bigger than the one I'm working at now, so paying alimony will be no problem at all. It's like I'm hitting the jackpot. I'm gonna be living the dream just like those stories in games and movies. This is my lucky break. I can't let it slip away.
Wait a second. Do you not know?
Not know what?
The heir to that company is actually their nephew.
What?
Yeah, it seems he's already set to take over as president next year.
What? Nephew?
Yep. And by the way, Amy already has a fiancé, and there are multiple men courting her. You're just one of her playthings.
What? You're lying, right? This can't be true.
Oh, you didn't know all this, huh? How cute.
Wait, does this mean I can't become president?
Well, that's right. But I don't think you should be shocked about that right now.
Wait, there's more!
Amy's father is furious about your affair with his daughter. He actually called your company and canceled the business relationship.
What?
He said, "I refuse to do business with a company that has such irresponsible employees."
No way! That's company confidential! There's no way they could leak that! So you must have no idea what you're talking about! You're just making up stories!
Well, you see, we're here now. Amy's father is right here with us.
What?
I had already planned to confront you with the affair, and when I told him about it, he insisted on coming to finalize things here today. Oh, don't bother calling. We're staying in the room next door.
What?
Well, let's move to your room to talk. We'll bring in the lawyer, too, and settle this face to face. Right after this, we barged into the suite where Matt and Amy were. The door swung open and the atmosphere immediately shifted. It felt almost surreal as we entered the room where the two of them had been, not just living out their own private drama, but making decisions that would affect all of us for the rest of our lives. The scene inside was tense. Matt and Amy were sitting on the couch looking almost stunned, not expecting the confrontation that was coming their way. They had no idea we were coming, but they should have known better. This was the end game, the point of no return. The lawyer, who had been with me throughout this ordeal, stepped forward, his demeanor cool and professional as always. He was the one leading this entire process, ensuring everything was done legally and properly. He advised me at every stage of this chaos, and now it was time to put everything into motion. Under the lawyer's direction, we were about to settle things right then and there. The divorce papers were placed in front of them. The moment had arrived. There was no going back. Matt's face, already pale from the overwhelming realization of what he had done, grew even paler as the papers were pushed toward him. Amy looked more resigned than surprised, her expression a mixture of shame and inevitability. She knew there was no escape now. The damage was done. Her actions and Matt's had led to this moment. Without wasting any more time, the lawyer instructed both of them to sign the divorce papers immediately. It wasn't a request, it was a demand. There was no room for negotiation or hesitation. They had both made their choices, and now they had to deal with the consequences of those choices. The room was thick with the weight of the situation, but there was no alternative but to comply. After all, this was the only way to legally dissolve the mess they had created. The signing was done quickly, almost in a robotic manner. Neither of them looked at each other as they signed, but their eyes flickered briefly toward one another, a fleeting moment of shared understanding that, for all the passion and connection they had once felt, it was over. The life they had tried to build together, the lies, the betrayal, the broken promises, it all led to this moment, and now there was no turning back. The lawyer took the signed papers and began to finalize the details. As for me, I felt a strange sense of satisfaction. This was the culmination of months of emotional turmoil, of uncertainty, and of pain. Finally, it was all coming to an end, but in some ways, it was only the beginning of a new chapter for me. I had been patient through this whole process, waiting for the moment when I could take control of my own future, and now it was time. But Matt wasn't the only one affected by this. His company had been hit hard by the scandal surrounding him. The affair between him and Amy had gone public in a way that was impossible to ignore, and the backlash had been swift and severe. Their biggest business partner, who had been a longtime supporter of the company, was so disgusted by Matt's actions that they severed all ties. The deal they had been working on for months fell apart, and with it, the company lost millions of dollars. It was a massive blow, one that left the entire organization reeling. The company's upper management, not willing to tolerate the scandal, made the decision to cut ties with Matt. The resignation was inevitable. In a way, he had no choice but to leave. His presence had become toxic, and despite his previous position and contributions to the company, there was no recovering from this. The damage was too great. He was asked to resign, and there was no going back. His professional career, much like his personal life, had collapsed. And as the one who had caused all this, Matt had no one but himself to blame. The worst part for him, perhaps, was that there was no dignity in his departure. He was escorted out of the building in disgrace, with whispers and stares following him wherever he went. It was a humiliating moment, one that would stay with him for the rest of his life. The man who had once been so confident, so secure in his career, was now left with nothing but the ruins of his past decisions. As for me, I wasn't about to let this pass without claiming what was rightfully mine. I'd suffered enough, and I was going to make sure that Matt and Amy paid for what they had done. The emotional toll had been heavy, and though money could never fully compensate for the hurt and betrayal I had experienced, it was the least I could do. I demanded a lump sum payment from them as alimony, one that would make sure I didn't have to deal with this situation for the rest of my life. There was no hesitation on my part. I wasn't going to allow them to walk away from this without facing the financial consequences of their actions. I was going to ensure that I was compensated for everything, every moment of pain, every sleepless night, every ounce of emotional energy that had been drained from me. They had taken so much from me, and now it was time for them to pay. I demanded the full amount up front, no installments, no payment plans, just a lump sum. And surprisingly, they agreed. Amy, who had been once so sure of herself, looked defeated as she handed over the payment. Matt, too, seemed resigned to the fact that he had no choice. It wasn't a victory, not in the true sense of the word, but it was justice in some form, and that was enough for me. Looking back, I couldn't help but think that in some ways I had been fortunate. Despite everything that had happened, there were no children involved. If there had been kids in the picture, things would have been much more complicated. child custody, visitation rights, and the emotional toll on the children would have been overwhelming. I was lucky in that sense, though I knew it wasn't something I could take for granted. The emotional scars were still there, but at least I didn't have the added burden of worrying about a child caught in the middle of this mess. As for Amy, the fallout of her affair was swift and unforgiving. The acting world, once full of promise for her, turned its back on her completely. The news of her betrayal spread like wildfire through the industry, and it wasn't long before her career came to a screeching halt. No one wanted to work with her anymore. The scandal had ruined her reputation, and she had nowhere to turn. She had once been the promising starlet with a bright future, but now she was nothing more than a cautionary tale. Her engagement to Matt was officially called off. It had been a short-lived romance, one that had burned bright and fast before fizzling out in spectacular fashion. Promises of love and a shared future had crumbled into nothing, leaving Amy with only the remnants of her shattered dreams. To make matters worse, Amy found herself cut off from her family. Her father, as he had promised, disowned her. The rejection was swift and harsh, a final blow to someone who had already lost so much. It wasn't that her father had never warned her about her actions. He had made it clear that if she ever brought shame to the family, he would not hesitate to cut ties. And true to his word, he did just that. There would be no forgiveness, no second chances. Amy was on her own, without the safety net of her family to fall back on. With nowhere else to turn, Amy found herself working at a night establishment. It wasn't glamorous, but it was the only way she could make ends meet. She had once dreamed of being a star, but now she was stuck in a world far removed from the glitz and glamour she had once known. The work was difficult, and it wasn't long before the reality of her situation set in. She had no choice but to keep pushing forward, even as her dreams of stardom slipped further and further away. As for Matt, after everything had fallen apart, he retreated back to his family home. But instead of picking up the pieces of his life and trying to rebuild, he chose to hide away from the world. He locked himself in his room, isolating himself from everyone and everything. It was as if he had given up. There was no effort to find a new job, no effort to move forward in any meaningful way. Instead, Matt became obsessed with anime and video games. It was as if these fictional worlds were the only thing that could give him solace. He threw himself into these virtual realms, living out romantic fantasies with two-dimensional characters. It was strange, almost pathetic, to see a man who had once had everything retreat into a world of escapism. He seemed to find more comfort in these imaginary relationships than in confronting the harsh reality of his own life. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.